Well, let's now shift our focus to the latest on the Rohingya crisis, where the United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres has demanded that the Myanmar government should end the military options and also open a humanitarian access to the Rakhine province. Now, Antonio Guterres had warned that the violence against the Rohingyas in the northern part of Rakhine state could in fact spread to central Rakhine, where more than 250,000 people are at risk of further displacements.
I appeal to the leaders of Myanmar, including military leaders, to condemn incitement to racial hatred and violence and take all measures to diffuse tensions between communities.
Now, meanwhile, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, has called on countries to suspend providing weapons to Myanmar government over the violence against the Rohingyas. This until the country's military puts sufficient accountability measures in place as to how those weapons are being used.
Accused of committing abuses should be removed from command responsibilities immediately and prosecuted for wrongdoing. And any country that is currently providing weapons to the Burmese military should suspend these activities until sufficient accountability measures are in place.
Now, the Myanmar government at the United Nations Security Council had invited Guterres to visit the country. The country's national security advisor, meanwhile, has denied the accusation, saying that the Myanmar government would do everything to prevent the crisis from becoming worse from here on.
To note that the government of Myanmar has extended an invitation to the Secretary General and the Under Secretary General to visit Myanmar. We hope to welcome them in the near future to enhance cooperation between Myanmar and the United Nations.
The international aid groups in Myanmar have urged the government to allow free access to the Rakhine province, from where over 500,000 Rohingyas have fled into Bangladesh. Now, the refugees are still leaving Myanmar, is what has been reported, in this more than a month after the Rohingya insurgents had attacked security posts near the border, triggering the Myanmar military to retaliate and crack down against the Rohingya population at large.
That UN agencies and our non-governmental partners be granted immediate and safe access to all affected communities. I am deeply concerned by the current climate of antagonism towards the United Nations and non-governmental organizations.
Meanwhile, at least 15 refugees, including 9 children, reportedly drowned when their boat capsized off a beach in Bangladesh, along the Bangladesh coast in bad weather. Now, the boat was reportedly carrying as many as 130 Rohingyas who were fleeing the ethnic violence in Myanmar.